So I just wanted to make a video comparison between the two versions of the Magic E5. This is the Magic E5 ARR, almost ready to run version, and this is the RTR version. So this car is also Redcat MT10E in US, and the difference is that this has a different body style and also has a wing. And they only offer RTR version with the Redcat MT10E. So briefly about the car itself, right? It's a 10 scale monster truck, a true monster truck, because you can see it has the higher center of gravity, plastic chassis, which I think is basically a requirement to be considered a monster truck, right? If it has a metal chassis, like a Arma Outcast or something, that's still a truggy, just short wheelbase truggy. Anyway, so the body comes clear, you paint it yourself, which is definitely a big plus for me. I think, you know, to make it more personalized, you definitely need a clear body. So we'll skip it aside. So the ARR version compared to the RTR, there's a lot of differences, right? We'll start from, I guess, here to the back. So starting with the shocks, you have metal, full metal shocks, metal bodies and caps, and here in the RTR it's plastic. The shocks themselves, I think inside they're exactly the same, but they are basically one of the best shocks on the market. Especially for this car, you basically will never need to upgrade. They're big bore shocks. I don't remember how big the shafts are, but they hold a lot of fluid. The shock towers are CNC shock towers on the ARR version. You can see there is like machining patterns, and here it's just stamped or cast aluminum. Never had an issue with these shocks, but definitely wouldn't mind bigger, thicker and taller, and just, more good-looking shocks. One word about the RTR version. This actually costs more than the ARR version, which doesn't make any sense, because when you consider all the options in the ARR version, the optional parts that you get included, it's definitely way better deal than the RTR. So that's a summary of it. Moving on next, you see the metal tips. This metal tips, it's only the top part of the body post, but they're metal, so they look better until they scratch. But the body post itself is really nice. You'll never have issues with them. One of the best body posts ever on both Magic cars. I also own the MT80 or the E6. Next, you have the most important stuff, which is the central differential. You have that in the AR version versus the locked spool on the RTR version. So that in itself costs about $50 for the whole center diff set. Then you have the lightweight spur. I don't think I can show you here, but basically there are cutouts in the spur, which are designed to make it more lightweight, and it's also a CNC spur versus the, I guess, stamped aluminum again. What else? Oh, you get these skid plates, which are stainless steel, so they're not just alloy. They will never rust on you. Especially where I live, I live in Southeast Asia, so a lot of things rust, and damn, this is nice. What else? I think as far as the differences, that's about it. But this car overall is definitely a very good deal. For a 10 scale truck that it's in US, it costs $300. You get 4 CVDs. You get this awesome design where the front arms and rear arms are interchangeable. On the bigger truck, on the 8-scale truck, it's fully interchangeable. Whereas this hub can be used here, this arm can be used here, but here it goes in pairs. So like this arm you can flip and use it over here on this side. This goes to here, and this is interchangeable with this one. Same with the hubs. So it's not full I guess cross compatibility, but it's better than none, where most trucks have front left arm is only front left arm. The lower arms are actually fully interchangeable, so meaning this front left arm you can use on the right, you can use in the back, anywhere on either side. Yeah. So with this truck, what you get in the box is you just get this instruction manual. You get the tools. You get the masking tape, the stickers. This is a dust filter for your ESC cover. So what else did I get with the truck? I got the anti-roll bar set. This is a sway bar for front and rear. I'll be running without them at first, just to see what difference they make. Because I've never run this old truck that I already have with the center diff, so we'll see how that goes first. Then I got this very elusive and overly expensive central chassis brace. This is what goes here to replace this plastic one. So it looked really thick and I guess heavy in the pictures, but it's really not. Pick it up and then I was surprised at how little it weighs. I got this on a deal. I think it usually costs like $170, sorry, $150, and I got it for about like 80 bucks shipped, which is definitely a good deal. Sorry, this is really light because you can see there's cutouts everywhere. Let me see if it focuses. There's cutouts everywhere, making it really lightweight. Nice TM logo. Then I also got an even more elusive optional part. This is the optional battery mount. So what it is some kind of battery strapping system that doesn't actually use straps. It's all carbon and aluminum pieces. This is really nice. Let me put them on and we'll show you how it looks. Right, so 2 days later, I finally finished with the build. The carbon battery tray is installed, and the metal chassis brace as well, right here. The carbon battery holder is kind of not really useful. I guess it prevents the battery from flying out of the car completely, but you still have to use straps, and it adds quite a lot of weight. This is all aluminum, this is carbon, and really thick carbon too. It's not like this is the thickness of like a chassis, like a touring car or a drift car chassis. But the material itself is really nice. You can see the weave is really high quality. The carbon brace is actually very underrated. What I mean is that it doesn't add a lot of weight, but it stiffens up things like by a lot. I tried basically flexing the car with and without the metal brace, and it's completely different. So I'll paint the body and probably make another video later on. Yeah, one thing I was really impressed with is the hexes. They're really nicely machined. I think they are CNC machined hexes. These are the brand new ones. I basically trying to keep them as spares, but they're really nice. So another 1 day later, I ran the car twice, held up good. Already jumped it a little bit. The carbon battery brace, not brace, holder It's actually nice if you put the foam on top instead of on the side, as in the instructions. This is the advice I got from German Team Magic Group, where in Germany, surprisingly, a lot of people are into Team Magic cars. The body I painted in fluorescent red and green, turned out more like orange, more like brown even. I printed this skid plate, so this should help a lot. I haven't ran it yet. I ran it with a different Proline Raptor body. Anyway, one of the best cars in the $300 price range. It's really small when you compare it to an E6. And definitely get the ARR version. Oh, one thing about the skid plates. If you get the ARR version, you should set your droop screws by adjusting it on the arm here, and it will drop against this ear part of the skid plate. So yeah, cool car, good car, best in the $300 range.